The Department of Plant Biology and Plant Biotechnology gladly welcomes you to this online course on mushroom cultivation, Part 2. Come on, let's get into this video. Let's first see the structural classification of mushroom. The structure that we call as mushroom is in reality only the fruiting body of the fungus. The vegetative part of the fungus, called the mycelium, comprises a system of branching threads and cord-like strands that branch out through soil, compost, woodlog, or other lignocellulosic material on which the fungus may be growing. After a period of growth and under favorable conditions, the established, matured, mycelium could produce the fruit structure which we call the mushroom. Accordingly, mushrooms can be grouped into 4 categories. 1. Edible mushrooms, are those which are fleshy and edible, for example, Agaricus bisporus. 2. Medicinal mushrooms, which are considered to have medicinal applications, for example, Ganoderma lucidum. 3. Poisonous mushrooms, are those proven to be or suspected of being poisonous, for example, Amanita phalloides, and 4. Other mushrooms, a miscellaneous category, which includes a large number of mushrooms whose properties remain less well defined. Now let's see the ecological classification of mushroom. Mushrooms can be ecologically classified into 3 categories. I. Saprophytes, obtain nutrients from dead organic materials through decomposition. 2. Parasites, derive food substances from living plants and animals, causing harm to the hosts. And 3. Mycorrhiza, live in a close physiological association with host plants and animals, thereby forming a special partnership where each partner enjoys some vital benefits from the other. However, some mushrooms do not fall neatly within these man-made categories and can share 2 of these categories. For example, some Ganoderma spp, including G. lucidum, are common saprophytes but can be pathogenic too. Also T. matsutake, while initially appearing to be mycorrhizal on young roots, soon becomes pathogenic and finally exhibits some saprophytic ability. Now let's see how to identify mushrooms. Successful identification of wild mushrooms requires a basic knowledge of the structure of fungi and of the way in which they live. To identify a given mushroom, it is necessary to examine the fruiting bodies with the utmost care. A fresh fruiting body is much easier to identify than a pickled, preserved in formalin, or a dried one. It is essential that one should know some specific characteristics such as 1. Size, color, and consistency of the cap in the stalk. 2. Mode of attachment of the gills to the stalk. 3. Spore color and mass. And 4. Chemical tests or reactions. Some mushrooms are very palatable due to their exotic taste, but some are very poisonous. Unfortunately, there are no general guidelines for distinguishing between the poisonous and edible species. Edible mushrooms are of 2 types. They are fleshy and edible mushroom, which are cultivable and non-cultivable. Edible mushrooms include many fungal species that are either harvested wild or cultivated. Cantharellus cibarius. Common names: chanterelle, girole, golden chanterelle, Craterellus tubiformis. Common names: funnel chanterelle, winter mushroom, yellowfoot, Craterellus cornucopioides. Common names: black chanterelle, black trumpet, horn of plenty, trompette de la mort. Cletosibnuta. Common names: blue stalk mushroom, woodbullwit or bluet. May cause allergic reactions. Exercise extreme caution. Never to be eaten raw, always after cooking. Brew in stews or sauté in butter. Boletus edulis. Common names: cep, king bulleta, penny bun, white mushroom, by Russians, wolf mushroom, in Albanian, sape, French name, Steinpils, German name, fungo porcino or porcini, Italian name. The oyster mushroom, Pleurotus ostritus, is a delicious edible mushroom that resembles an oyster in shape and is commonly sought after by mushroom hunters. Now let us see the properties of poisonous mushroom. Poisonous mushrooms look like edible mushroom in their morphology and life cycle. However, they can be distinguished by following features. Number 1. Brightly colored fruit bodies. Number 2 greenish tinge on gills and yellow-green spores. Number 3 gills will have pink-colored spores. Next they have presence of vulva and annulus on the stalk. Milk may be used oozing of milky or colored latex at damaged portions. Although only a few of the 70 to 80 species of poisonous mushrooms are actually fatal when ingested, many of these deadly fungi bear an unfortunate resemblance to edible species and are thus especially dangerous. This figure shows more terrifyingly lethal mushrooms. Number 1 Amanita species. This poisonous mushrooms can cause acute fatal liver necrosis. Perhaps the deadliest of all mushrooms, the death cap is found throughout Europe and closely resembles edible straw mushrooms and Caesar's mushrooms. Number 2 Lepiota brina oincarnata. The deadly dapperling is a gilled mushroom known to contain amatoxins. Number 3 This mushroom Cordinaria species contain a poison known as rhelinine, which initially causes symptoms similar to the common flu. Edible mushroom which are cultivatable and non-cultivatable have many properties. They are: effect on tumor, anti-aging, liver protection and detoxification, anti-cholesterol, effect on cardiovascular, anti-cancer, effect on hypertension, antibiotic, treatment of diabetes. Why should we prefer mushroom cultivation? Mushrooms often appear on lists of most loved vegetables. Mushroom can be cultivated within short duration. They have a lot of medicinal appeal. Mushroom cultivation is lucrative for pro-poor livelihood as it requires minimum amount of investment and input materials. Mushroom cultivation results in generation of self-employment for thousands of poor people including women, need less time and labor-intensive. Mushroom cultivation utilizes agricultural waste. Mushroom has high nutritional value. It is suitable for small and landless farmers. Several hundred farmers also adopted mushroom cultivation as their livelihood. Mushroom has high market demand. The study also found that commercial mushroom cultivation is a highly profitable occupation for women. According to the researchers, the mushrooms, in this case, serve as a prebiotic, which is a substance that feeds beneficial bacteria that are already existing in the gut. Spent mushroom substrate can be used for vermicomposting. Water productivity can be scaled up. Mushroom don't compete with other crops for planting space. Much of Asian climate is suitable for mushroom cultivation. Mushroom cultivation plays a significant role in forest economy. Copper aids in helping the body absorb oxygen and create red blood cells. Selenium, an antioxidant that helps neutralize free radicals, thus preventing cell damage and reducing the risk of cancer and other diseases. Mushrooms contain more selenium than any other form of plant can produce. Potassium, an extremely important mineral that regulates blood pressure and keeps cells functioning properly. Other important minerals, such as phosphorus, zinc, and magnesium are also present. Mushroom has low levels of fat, calories, and sodium. It has no cholesterol. Thank you, friend. Regards from the Department of Plant Biology and Plant Biotechnology. Kindly complete the remaining 2 videos to complete the online course on mushroom cultivation.
Want to know more about these topics? Please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe our channel.